the floor. The gentleman from Illinois is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is the final amendment to the bill, which will not kill the bill or send it back to committee. If adopted, the bill will immediately proceed to the final passage as amended. The Russians attacked our democracy. They will be back, and we are not ready. The President is unwilling to meet this challenge, but we must be willing to meet this challenge. The last time our electoral process was called into question post-Bush-Gore, this government spent $3.5 billion to upgrade our election systems because we treasured the integrity of our democracy. I hope we still do. Earlier this year, we appropriated $380 million to the Election Assistance Commission to provide grants for training, equipment, and software to help states fortify and protect our election systems. This amendment appropriates an additional $380 million to grants to continue to improve those defenses because our election infrastructure remains outdated, low-tech, and nowhere where it needs to be to prevent future intrusions. The lead up to the 2016 elections, the Russians targeted the election systems of at least 21 states and as many as 39. Through the special counsel's investigation, we now have the names of 12 Russian intelligence officers that carried it out. When President Trump was given the opportunity to challenge President Putin in Helsinki this week, he instead condemned his own intelligence agencies while praising the Russian president.
Mr. Speaker, the House is not in order.
The gentleman will withhold. The House will come to order. Please remove your conversations from the floor.
It was
embarrassing.
Resume.
The gentleman will resume.
Thank you. It was embarrassing. It was un-American, and it was a clear sign from the President that he will continue to stand by as President Putin orchestrates additional attacks on our democracy. This latest episode of capitulation to the Russian was a step too far for many of you. But tweets will not stop the Russians. This moment demands action. The Director of National Intelligence, Dan Coats, recently confirmed that the Russians continue to target our elections. 42 states continue to use outdated voting machines susceptible to cyber intrusions. 13 states continue to use voting machines that fail to produce a paper ballot or record. The overwhelming demand for assistance is there. The EAC issued a public announcement just 3 days ago that every single state and eligible territory has requested grant funding, with almost 90% of the existing funds already transferred out. But the amount distributed is only a fraction of what the states need. Election experts believe that the bare minimum required is $1.25 billion, while this bill zeroes out those grants.
Mr. Speaker, the House is still not in order.
The gentleman will withhold. The House will come to order. Please remove your conversations from the floor of the House and clear the aisles. The gentleman may resume.
We now have the chance to do the right thing. Equipped with the new revelations from the Mueller investigation and the realization that President Trump will do absolutely nothing to defend our election systems from foreign interference, with Russia attempting to cast doubt, uncertainty, and suspicion over the integrity of our election process, now is the time to double down on our efforts to prevent election hacking. The American people are watching, and we must ensure that we, unlike our president, are on the right side of history during